TogetherMess is sponsored by Every Plate. Am I making excuses?
No, I'll make you sound better.
I sound like an asshole?
No.
Yay Networks.
Hey guys, episode 19 here. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Before we start, I want to thank you all for not forgetting to like, tag a friend, download, subscribe. Thank you, everyone who has been sharing the podcast.
That's right.
Because the numbers just keep growing and it shows. And we just both want to say thank you for continuing to watch and listen to this podcast. And yeah, so we can get started. Do you want to add anything, Jeff?
No, just follow at TogetherMess.
Yes. And so today, I know I look like a farmer and look like I've been doing work. Jeff can't even look at me right now. He's so grossed out.
First of all, if you're just listening, you're not going to get the beginning of this podcast because if you're watching, you know what I'm talking about. Jordan looks like a suburban housewife Freddy Krueger version.
What?
Freddy Krueger wears like a dark hat and his face looks like that.
I feel like I'm more not Freddy Krueger. I feel like I'm more, I know what you did last summer.
No. Nobody knows like what you did to your face. Jordan got a... That's the sequel. Jordan got a chemical peel. So again, if you're listening, you can't see her face, but she's got a chemical peel and she's literally, her face is peeling off.
But you can't peel it or you'll scar your face.
Well, you should do something. And podcast probably isn't the answer.
Jeff goes, we're doing the podcast today. I go, yeah, I'm just going to wear my big hat so I can hide my face.
Jordan goes, I can't even look at you. We were talking earlier and she goes, what do you mean? What do you think I mean? Have you looked in the mirror?
I have, and I keep cutting the skin off.
That's gross.
I know, but you know what? After your skin...
Why do women do that to themselves?
Because you look fresh. You're going to look old. You don't do Botox or anything, so you're going to look old and grumpy forever.
You look like a carp.
I look like that, and then I got like a runny nose and a cough. So if I sound I'm just like disgusting today.
You're a champ, I'll tell you that. You just own it.
I do. Yeah, look at me. Blanket, it's freezing in our basement. Now, I mean, normally people are like, what's up with the blanket? And I'm actually wearing the blanket today because I'm cold.
All right. Well, I'll get off. I'll let you live.
Okay.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
We'll get on with the podcast. But if you're listening, I think I gave a pretty good description of what Jordan looks like right now.
Yes. And can we talk about, I told Jeff, because we can't not get rid of these colds. I have like a cough, runny nose, all of that.
It's been a couple weeks now.
Yours has been longer.
But
you started
I'm not
before
sick.
Me.
I just have like a head cold a little bit.
Yeah, that's how.
But it's not like affecting me. It's like I work out. I still do my thing. I probably should just relax. And then I guess we'll just jump right in, huh? Because we're going to talk a little bit.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about everything. Let's just go at it.
Yeah, because I just started, again, I don't want to I'm jumping right into this, but I just started this keto diet. And I don't really know a lot about it. Here's what I know about it. My brother, we FaceTimed and he's like, I lost 18 pounds over the last 3 months. And my brother's in really good shape.
I know, I was about to cut you off. Jeff's brother does not even need to diet. He's very fit.
Yes. Very
ripped, has a very nice body, always has since I've met him.
Yeah.
He's just... but we FaceTimed him and I was like, you look like you've lost weight. And he's like, I have. He lost like what,
18 pounds.
18 pounds. So go.
Yeah. So, and he's 5 years older than me, if you didn't know. So I'm like, wow, I got to do something. The holidays are coming and I always just pack on the pounds during the holidays. So I'm like, maybe if I cut a couple pounds before the holidays, Thanksgiving's around the corner and then, all that other stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to start this keto diet. So I didn't know. I just jumped right in. And my brother's like, all I did was eat meat. And I was like, all right, I'll just do that. Eat meat and cheese, I'm like, that sounds amazing. So I started on like Sunday, I believe. It just meat and cheese. And I've been going all week. And then at work, we were interviewing someone and I was like, I couldn't even put a sentence together. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so weird. Is it like, maybe I don't know what's happening. So I text my brother and I'm like, dude, did you get kind of like foggy headed like when you were on this diet? And I'm only a couple of days in and he's like, yeah. He's like, didn't you research it? I was like, no, why? And then he sent me all the things. He's like, foggy headed is like a big thing. It's called like keto flu. I don't even think I'm doing it right. That's the problem. I'm just kind of winging it and just eating whatever. And I'm working out and I'm not eating vegetables. I don't know if this is the best diet for me because I'm getting every single like symptom of going on a keto diet. They say it goes away after a couple of days. I don't feel foggy anymore, but I don't feel like great. And it's not great for my cold.
Well, back in high school, my dad did Atkins diet, which is that what it is? I don't know what it is.
Me neither.
So, and my dad dropped a bunch of weight because my dad always struggled with his weight, just like I do. So, my dad did it and lost a bunch. So, I mean, I know it works. I
got to do a little more research. And then I don't know with this cold, is this like part of the cold from the keto or is this from my old cold or
is it a new cold?
Yeah. Or if I eat vegetables, will it go away? So we're kind of laying low this weekend. This is Friday that we're filming this podcast. So we're doing movie nights tonight, trying to get better this weekend.
Yeah. Cause I told Jeff, I was like,
and Jordan can't go anywhere with her face.
No, I can't. And while Jeff's complaining about how he feels, I cannot so I've been taking vitamins because I haven't been feeling 100%. Actually, today I felt my best, so I took a vitamin and every single time I take them, I get so nauseous.
You got to eat first.
Sick. I always do. Like today I ate first, I walked, so today, right now, I have 12,000 steps and I walked this morning with some neighbors and I was like, man, I feel so good. And then it's like.
And you took a vitamin?
Then I took a vitamin.
Did you eat though?
Yes, I had egg whites this morning before and then went on a walk and then it doesn't fail.
But then you took a vitamin. You got to eat, you got to take the vitamin during your meal.
See, I don't want to. And the reason I didn't.
Well, what are you talking about? You don't want to. That's why you're sick.
No.
Because you're taking it without anything else. You're supposed to take vitamins with
feel
meals.
like when I take it better in the afternoon, it's better than in the morning. In the morning, I get like so sick and then it makes me feel anxious and jittery. And then I get like anxiety. Women's vitamins, like a multivitamin.
Oh, again, we're not doctors on here, so don't jump on the keto diet like I did. And, don't, do your research. I didn't. I'm an idiot. But I think the problem is you got to eat something because I'm the same way with zinc. If I take a zinc pill and I don't eat it with a meal, like if I eat or I have a coffee and I'm like, I forgot to take my vitamins and I take it, I get that nausea. I know exactly what you're talking about. You have to take it with a meal. And then
this is so weird. I say this to my doctors all the time. If I get anxiety or I get like that anxious, my right leg, my feet always get numb. My foot gets numb and my right hand always gets tingly. Anytime I have anxiety, it's so weird.
Which arm is it when you have a
heart attack? Yeah. Left.
For sure? For sure,
because my mom almost died when I was in high school. She was having a heart attack. I was 16, 17. I had no idea she was having a heart attack. She was cleaning toilets. Yeah. My dad was out of town. She was cleaning our toilets in the house. And she's like, man,
she probably was in Peyton's room.
I have acid reflux.
Your brother's ass stank. Sorry.
And she kept like rubbing her chest. She's like, you know what? My mom doesn't go to the doctor ever. She thinks a bath cures everything, like tea, hot tea, all that. And I don't know why I got this feeling. And I was like, I'm going to follow her. So I was like, I'm going to go in the bathroom with you while you shower. And while I was in there, she was like, her face, she had no color. While we were talking, she wasn't looking at me. She was looking the other way. And I was like, I picked her up out of my mom's like 90 pounds. If you've never seen her, she's little. And I picked her up out of the tub and I dried her off and she could barely move. And I was like, we're going to the hospital. She's like, no, we're not. I'm being ridiculous. We are not going. And took her and, I was like, my mom's like having chest pains and I took her blood pressure, everything, took her straight in. She was like in intensive care for 2 weeks. And the doctor was like, if you did not talk your mom into coming, the next day she would have been dead because the she had something with the blood wasn't getting to her heart.
Yeah.
But it's so weird how like you get that feel. Like I could just tell by the way she looked. I was like, something's not right. So me, my brother and sister, Peyton was in middle school. Me and my sister were in high school. And my dad was out of town when that happened. So anyways, going on, I wanted to update you because a lot of you kept asking me.
Anyways, my mom almost died. So moving on.
She did not die, and she's
likes
fine.
my hat?
So now, listen, the first time I had a panic attack, my arm went numb.
But that's the thing. Like, let's say I get like nervous or panicky or whatever. I'm like, my arm goes numb, but then I forget which one. I'm like, wait, is that having? Like, you know what I mean? Like once I hear something like diagnose myself like WebMD, I immediately have it. So now if you're like left arm, later on tonight, I'm gonna be like, whoa, my left arm is kind of tingly.
Oh, yeah.
Like I get it in my head.
But if you talk to doctors, a lot of them will say people will come in and they're having anxiety.
And it's not.
And they think they're having a heart attack. And remember when I had my first full-blown panic attack, Leighton was a baby, Lawson was in daycare, and I made Shauna come to the apartment and sit with me all day. And I was like, I can't breathe. And I was having a panic attack and didn't know it. I had to have a neighbor ride with me to go pick up Lawson. This is when you were working like crazy. And the next day woke up, my anxiety lasted all that day. The next morning, I was bawling, crying because I didn't know what was going on. And remember, I was like, Jeff, I have to go to urgent care. And you were like, you're fine. And I went and my arm was numb, tingly. And I went and they checked is it an EKG where they check your heart? I don't know. I think it's an EKG. They did that and they tested everything. And the whole time I could feel it. And they were like, we're looking at your heart right now and it's fine. And I was like, but I feel it.
Did they tell you you're having a panic attack?
Yeah, they were like, it's a panic attack. And then that was the first time
But that didn't make you feel better though?
No, I still was like freaking out. And then I think it was because it was everything. We had just got this house. I was packing up everything. You were doing those long hours. Yeah. I was packing up everything by myself. I would load the boys in a wagon, take a bell cart, loaded as much as I could.
Oh, that's right. You started bringing stuff here.
Yes. And then I started bringing stuff. And I think I was just so stressed out. Yeah. And I was like, when I went into urgent care, I was just bawling. And because I was like, I'm dying, you know? So, but a lot of you have asked me about my pellet, having that done. So I just wanted to update you. Now I'm speaking for myself. I'm not
speaking. For people that don't know, you got a testosterone pellet. Put in your butt.
Put in my butt, not my butthole, but in my butt. Everybody, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I know. We told that story last week.
To clarify, because people think I actually had it placed up my butthole, but no, I had a little incision done. And because my testosterone was low, if you missed that episode, and people say it takes 30 days. I felt it instantly. I mean, I felt it the first week, like a huge difference. I actually said the other day, I was like, I don't know how I went without this. I love it. More energy. I feel like I'm more clear-headed. And then everybody would talk to me about sex. They'd be like, oh my God, you want sex all the time. Like, people, you guys listening would message me, or neighbors would tell me about sex. They would be like, you love it. And I didn't know what people were talking about with that. But now I understand. I won't go into details, but I understand what they're talking about.
Now something else goes in your butt. I'm just joking. I'm totally joking. That was a joke. It was a good time to take.
He does not put it in my butt. He does not put it in my butt. Not. Oh my God.
It was a good, listen, it was a good, bing, bing, let's take a little break, you know?
I forgot. My face is red right now. Oh my God. He did not put it in my butt.
I didn't. It was a joke. All right. We're going to take a little break. We're going to come back. All right, love, the holidays are around the corner and you know how I love to cook.
Jeff is the chef in our house at the holidays. I don't cook at all.
Yeah, but if you did need a little help, every plate would be perfect for you.
Yeah, because the meals are provided and delivered right to our door.
That's right. So if you're hoping to budget your food expense this holiday season, get more bang for your bite with America's best value meal kit with every plate. It's cheaper than takeout with no hidden fees, so you could add more items to your cart for delicious holiday meals. It's perfect if you have a smaller family or you're just inviting your neighbors over. I highly suggest every plate this holiday season.
Enjoy wholesome, filling meals with loved ones this holiday season. With family style, every plate's new selection of hearty recipes featuring a protein-packed main dish and not one, but 2 scrumptious sides. The more the merrier.
That's right. And that's wholesome, filling meals. Jordan says filling and feeling the exact same way.
Get a meal for $1.49 plus $1 steaks for life by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code 49 TogetherMess.
That's MESS. Subscriptions must be active to qualify and redeem $1 steak. So get started with Every Plate for just $1.49 per meal plus $1 steaks for life by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code 49 TogetherMess. That's MESS. Subscriptions must be active to qualify and redeem the $1 steak.
That's up to $110 value. Save money this season and try Every Plate.
Enjoy.
Welcome back.
I was totally kidding with that last comment. Jordan's freaking out during the break. I'm
not freaking out.
Well, that's now it's weird.
Oh, no. All I'm just saying is your sex life is better. We've always had a good sex life, but I'm just saying it's like without going in details and making everybody vomit, it's even better.
You just said it. It's a better sex life. You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to go get an IV. I just thought, I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier. But, maybe a little IV jumpstart my immune system.
There's mobile IVs that will come to your house. I've seen that on Instagram.
I know, but I'm not.
And I've screen grabbed.
I'm not on a reality show.
What does that mean?
Well, unless you're rich or you're on a reality show, you just go to the store. There's one down the street.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to bring someone here with all of her.
All I think about the whole time when somebody says IVs, I think of Katie getting that IV in Mexico. It's like trying to get an IV and this lady could not get it in her vein. And it's the first time I've really seen somebody get like sick doing that. And I mean, that's off topic, but yeah. I always think about that. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to pass out. Am I going to pass out?
Because I went with Jordan's
referring. We told this story.
Oh, we did?
We told it on the podcast like a couple episodes back about in Mexico. That. Yeah. And
I got it. Well, anyways, we're off to health things. I don't even know why we're talking about that, but I'm going to go get an IV tomorrow and see how that makes me feel.
Next thing that we were going to talk about is how to get through hard times. And the struggles in marriage together.
I know, because today's Friday, and yesterday was the Big Brother finale. And I know you can't say much, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to ask what's going on with Big Brother and stuff like that. So I don't know how much you could say, but you are working with Big Brother again this coming holiday season.
I am working with Big Brother. I am helping host a reindeer games, I think that's what they called it. Holiday show.
You can't say too much, but you really don't know anything.
I really don't know anything. But yes, I'm there to help host. It's like a holiday thing, and I'm going to be an elf. Last time I was there was 6 years ago?
6 years ago.
We got engaged 7 years ago. Longer than that.
What season is this?
I think we're there.
It's been a while.
Because I got pregnant. We were engaged, and I was pregnant.
That's right.
So probably 8 years ago. Jeez. That was the last time I was there. Yeah. And now I'm coming back as an elf.
How do you feel about going back?
I used to
It's not like you're playing, but what's it like going back?
And I've always said that I love Allison Rich, the executive producers of Big Brother, and Sean. She's one of the senior producers, executive producers on Big Brother. I love all them. They're so sweet. They've always been so good to me. And for them to even ask after, last time I was on Big Brother was 14 years ago, I think. And so for them to even ask, like, hey, you know, come back. They know I don't want to play again. I've never wanted to play again. But just, I'm grateful that I get to at least host, you know?
Yeah.
At least come back and host.
Listen, things happen, whatever. We have a special relationship with, you know, that show.
Well, you feel
and the
like
people who work
bonded.
over there, definitely. And then they gave me like my start to the whole thing. Gave me my start. But yeah, there is that. Always.
And there, you know, if it wasn't for Big Brother, we would never met. We would have never had opportunities to do like a podcast like this. And also, I throw everything out away. He gets annoyed by me, and I have down here. It's a high chair, and Big Brother, they sent that.
Yeah.
And I won't throw it away because they sent it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why. If I would have bought it, that high chair would have been gone by now. But I just save it because I'm like, you know what? Our grandkids can sit in that.
Yeah, we have a lot of memories. We made a lot of our friends through that show. Obviously, us through that show. Yeah. So, I mean, it's nice that they still keep up with like we're old school now, old news. Yeah. But you know, even when ET wants to do a little thing, or you know, they want to bring you back for a little segment, it's nice.
Yeah, it's just nice to be remembered because. Like I said, I like going back and I like going in the house and I like seeing everybody. I just don't ever want to play again.
Yeah. You know what I'm sure a lot of these listeners know too, you know, because they're fans of Big Brother. That's why they know us. But the comments online and the fans online have gotten way out of control. I'm going
to get killed on there.
Well, everybody does. You know, we'll get off this subject, but it's like, no, you can't do any right now. No. Everyone's got a reason to hate you. But that now kind of works. You know, like everybody hates the Kardashians. But somebody likes them because
they're still on. I think you hate
what
watch.
I mean? So, of course. And now everybody the first thing someone pops on, they're like, oh my God, I hate this guy. You hate this guy, but you watch him every single week.
Yeah.
You know, so it's weird.
You all who listen to the podcast and people who follow on our Instagram are so nice.
Yeah.
But it is a rough crowd. I'm already like ready for like the.
You just don't read the comments.
No, yeah. I'm not because I'm going to get bashed.
We'll let people know as much as you can.
But I don't know anything.
Like you said, that's kind of cool that you're going back, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. And it is weird. You're not. I think every time I've been back in that house, you've been with me. This will be the first time that you're not with me.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? But you got a big boy job. That's better than going back.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess so.
If you were going back dressed as an elf, I'd be like, Jeff must be really winning at life. But you got a real job.
I know. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Okay. What were you going to say?
So we were going to talk, what did I say? We were going to talk about how to get through hard times and struggles together in a marriage. Couples.
Is that because you said write me last week?
And I was going through the comments. A lot of you are like, don't change anything. Keep it going. So I just took one of the topics because in the next couple weeks.
Did you just pick your face and throw it on the floor?
Did I pick my face? What? Yes, I had something in my eye right here. Where else do you want me to put it? On my lap?
I don't know. It's like you're
grossed out by me.
Dude. Your face is peeling off and you're just flicking it around the basement.
No, I had something in my eye. I can't. I'm disgusting today. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go to the doctor and be like, what's wrong?
You're going to love my face.
I've been sick for a couple weeks. Have you been inhaling flaky face skin?
I did have today on my shirt, but just skin.
All right. So speaking of getting along in a marriage, the good with the bad, right?
The struggle. So kind of like what I've said before, I feel like you need to start with the foundation. I mean, I'm speaking for us, like, because Jeff and I went through, we've been together 14 years. So we've been through so many rough patches. It's just like different changes, you know, you just have to make sure you grow together. But, let's get a little more specific because that's so general. Okay. You know what I mean? Well, get a little more specific. How do you get through, say you have an argument we did last week. We just had one last week.
How do you get through a fight? You know, that's not going to end your marriage, but it's annoying or whatever. So how do you get through a simple fight where you really don't want to look at the other person's face
Yes.
And
so Jeff was.
This wasn't a crack this time at your exact face.
Well, we got into this big fight last week, and after the argument, my dad and them were still here, but I wasn't fighting in front of my dad and them, but I had to go upstairs and we were laying in the bed and it was just, you were so mad at me and you weren't speaking to me. And I was like on my phone, just like looking at my phone. And I was like, I'm not talking to him. I'm not apologizing.
And she couldn't leave because we have Judy in one room and then
my dad
downstairs.
got COVID
so there's
in the
people all over the
basement.
house. So she had to sleep.
So I had to stay with him, unfortunately. I did leave. I think I slept on the couch. I did leave to go to the couch, I think, because I was like, ugh. Just didn't even want to look at you. And then I need to learn. You
didn't want to look at me.
Yeah. And then I need to learn. I say mean things. And then when I'm really mad and just to dig at him and make him even more mad because it makes me more satisfied if I feel like I got him. I know that's so immature and it's so stupid, but I do. And I need to stop doing that. But I did. I said some mean things. And then that's why he was extra mad at me. But the next day I didn't speak to him. But I think getting over it, to be honest, you got to talk. And you started talking to me. And then I was like, fine, I'll give in because he talked first. Because I don't want to lose the battle. That's me. That's my stubbornness.
We also had company in town.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have worked out the rest of the week.
Oh, I was so mad. I'm like, I'm not doing this podcast on Friday. I am not recording this podcast with him. I'm not sitting there and talking to him. So that's a little inside scoop. If you all think that we get along,
who loses if we don't do this podcast?
Huh?
Who loses if we don't do this podcast?
I don't know. I just like
we do cameos, we do podcasts. I don't see a dime. So guess who loses if we decide not to do this anymore?
Not me.
Not you?
Mm-mm. You still pay for stuff. Doesn't matter.
What an asshole.
You're stuck. But it's what am I trying to say? Here, I mean, this is just so you guys know. I mean, it's totally normal. You know, you get with your friends sometimes, you're like, God, I can't stand Jeff today. But that's, I feel like healthy, like normal. You know, I'm sure you're with Tony talking to him and you're like, God, Jordan's just a pain in my ass today. Because it's healthy.
Nice to vent.
Yes. And then I don't see anything wrong. If I'm talking crap about Jeff to you, then I consider you a good friend. You're my safe space.
It just can't. That's I guess a good place. So it's like, that's fine. We fought about something and I thought I was right and you thought you were right, but then you get over it. If it's constant and people keep, like, if I have a friend that's over and over, like, this is a new thing, like, dude, maybe you guys shouldn't like be together, you know?
No,
like,
I think we went through a phase.
You know what I'm saying though?
Yes, I do. But when you're with, I'm losing my train of thought. What was I going to say?
Are you on the keto diet?
No, I'm not. No, you just have to, there was a point, this is before kids, you have to talk. And
you got to communicate.
Yeah. And Jeff and I had no communication whatsoever. And that is something that is taking maturity, like us both growing up. Like me, I still am immature, but more mature than I used to be, you know?
Do you think kids helps with the fighting? Like if you were fighting about the same thing and you didn't have kids, would you think it'd escalate more? Or do you think sometimes you're like, what are we fighting about?
No, it helps. No, I think it helps.
Right? I think it does.
Yeah, because we don't fight in front of our kids ever.
No, but sometimes you guys know, I talk very loud and I get passionate even when I'm telling a story about anything. You know, I'm like, I can't believe the Bears punted on 4th down. Yeah. And then Layton's like, you guys stop, separate. I'm like, Layton, I'm talking about the Bears. Like, what are you talking about?
Layton does do that. And he's like, stop fighting.
So he goes, separate.
Yeah. But him being so young, he's only 5, and like how they just know. And I think it would affect your child if you're screaming and fighting in front of your kids. But like I said, we never.
And then using them to pin against each other.
Yeah.
That's a whole different podcast. You know what I mean? That's a whole different, not I'm saying us, but like there's people unfortunately like that, and that's not great.
Yeah.
You know?
You just need to know your marriage isn't always, I mean, you can't compare your marriage whenever you look at social media, Facebook, Instagram, and you see people because they're only showing the best. You're not seeing the worst.
That's a great point.
And people are, and even me too, like I will compare. I mean, I think it's just a natural, it's normal to do those things. And I'll compare, my marriage, I'll compare my life. You don't mean to, but it's normal to do those things.
Like what parts?
I don't know. I can't think specifically, but I know
I'm just joking anyway.
You like see things and I'm like, oh, I haven't been on a date with my husband in a while. Why haven't we gone on a date? And then I start getting mad. And then I'm like, why am I getting mad? And I'm like things like that.
I know little things annoy me that you do. And then it's like, you did that on Tuesday and then it's Wednesday. And I'm like, ugh, it's starting to pile up.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I want a divorce.
Whoa. That escalated quickly.
You do, though. You get like that.
I want a divorce?
Well, yeah, you get mad. And then you're like, oh, I just want a divorce.
Where are you going?
What do you mean, where am I going? I'm not going anywhere.
Why don't you put your face on a dating app and see what happens today?
Oh, my God.
You know what's funny? You would still get a date.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would. There's some sickies out there.
I wouldn't even want to do a dating app. I was talking to a friend today that's doing a dating app, and she was telling me this stuff. And I was just like, oh, why are you even doing this to yourself?
All right, we talked about this last week.
I know.
Let's, I don't know, I'm kind of depressed. Let's take a little break, and then we'll kick it up a notch and then get out of here.
Okay. Okay, welcome back.
All right, that got a little sad. You threw the D word at me.
Oh, Jeff, I'm not going anywhere. You're stuck with me.
Oh, well, that's sweet. Anyways, so let's kick it up a little bit. So sometimes I just like have a break at work and I write things down or whatever for different ideas I have. And I have this little thing in my phone. It said, I don't even know when I wrote this, but it said funny questions for podcast. Mm-hmm. And I wrote this in October sometime. And I just started reading them because I'm like, what are we going to talk about? I'm like, well, I wrote these questions down. So there's only 3. They're so obscure, super obscure.
That's us.
So I'm going to ask you, all right?
Okay.
So you talk about like randomness. Here comes the randomness. Okay. I can't believe I write these things down. I don't know. It's good to write things down. Have you ever changed lanes because there was a homeless person at the corner? Like, because you were going to drive up on them,
I would say, yeah, I have. I have. I don't sometimes, but I do sometimes if I don't have money.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I know you do.
No.
I know you
This
do.
is why I got the question. I take a very specific route to work every day. And right when I get into like Denver proper, like downtown, there's this gas station and there's like, you know what I'm talking about?
When we rode by, we were going with you and that guy had his pants down and was leaned over and his butt was hanging out.
It's a homeless hotspot.
Leighton was in the car and he goes, Mom, why is that guy? Look at his butt. And I was like, oh my God, guys, just look straight ahead.
So here's the deal. So when I'm driving in, it's 2 lanes, right? One time I was on the right lane at the stoplight and there's like this little tree, not just like a little nook area. And these 2 dudes were just straight smoking crack. And this was like at 9 in the morning. And I was like, well, that's great. So I'm like, I'm not going in that lane anymore. And then when I hit the main street light, that's where like everyone populates and the homeless people stand in the middle.
Oh.
And then they just want money, but it's the same people every day. I don't mind. I don't want to sound like an asshole. Like I don't give people money or if someone's down on their luck, for sure, I'm going to help them out. But when I know, you're going to get this money and you're just going to smoke crack. And then tomorrow you're going to be back and smoke some more crack. It's like, I don't know if I'm the person that should be helping you. You know what I mean? I don't like the enabling behavior of the whole thing.
Well,
am I making excuses?
No, I'll make you sound better.
I sound like an asshole?
No. You're
I
not
can't
an
give
asshole.
these people money every day.
People agree. But I'm saying there is one guy over by us that's homeless with his dog.
Okay.
And the boys are normally with us or if Jeff's with us. I started going, like when I see him out, this guy is like the happiest guy.
I bought him something the other day, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll go through McDonald's. I get him a #1 with a Coke, and I always give it to him. And he's like, well, this is better than eating chips. Like, he's so positive.
Yeah, so he's got this guy that I don't know. Again, I knew this would spark
guy.
so I see him all the time too. And whenever I take the kids to go to McDonald's, I get him like a hamburger or something. And he's very appreciative, and he just sits there with his dogs. I almost want to be like, dude, what happened?
I want to know
I'd love
too.
to interview him, but I don't want to make him feel comfortable. But he's very appreciative. I don't think he's doing drugs. He might be doing drugs, but he's not smoking crack with his pants down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I have a standard for who I give my money to that's down in their luck, but I don't know. I just wrote that question and I wanted to see where it went, and
Do you want to know what I think? Sometimes when I'm like, I feel like I'm about to have a panic attack or I have bad anxiety.
What?
I just tell myself, there's a homeless person out there doing crack and heroin and all that, and they're living and surviving. And I'm like, how am I gonna die? I'm like healthy. I don't do drugs or anything like that. And I tell myself, I'm like, somebody out there is on crack right now, and they're like, they're okay.
That's funny. How am
I gonna die? Because it makes you feel like you're gonna die.
Yeah, like after like a rough week in Vegas or something, I'm like, I think I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Like why did I do that to myself?
And I'm like, somebody just did crack all day, and I'm
all
like,
day for like 20 years straight.
Yeah, and then I just tell myself that to make myself feel better. I know that sounds weird.
No, it
but
doesn't.
I do that.
All right, we're getting into a weird spot now. We look like jerks, but listen, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? All right. These are so random. You want to keep going?
Keep going.
All right. This one is just because I'm almost envious of this next one.
Okay.
So when you're in a public bathroom, okay?
Uh-huh.
And you gotta go, do you care who's in there, or do you kind of look under the stall to see if nobody's in there and then you let it rip? Because when I'm in the bathroom and like guys just walk in and they're like, hey, what's going on, buddy? And they just go in his stall and they're just like, I'm like, dude, I'm almost like envious. Like, how did you just do that? Like, I can't do that. Be like, what's up, buddy? And then just rip one. Like, I don't know. I'm not at that point in my life. And I thought maybe as I get older, it would come more natural to me. I don't want anybody in there.
I have to say, you're like, if we're out and you're like, have to poop, you're like the fastest pooper ever.
I don't understand. People want to like
out, and I'm like, how did you wipe? How did you like get done that?
Dude, I don't want to hang out in there, man. I don't know what it is. I don't like it. And people just rip it like that. I'm just like, and they're like, wait, so what's going on, man? How was the weekend? Like, are you taking a shit and talking to me right now?
I can barely pee if other women walk in and I'm like in a stall. I have to like plug my ears and be like, concentrate.
But it's not like my friend. It's just like,
no, that's
I'm just talking about randos.
Some people are just comfortable. I can't.
Are you?
I don't drop bombs. I would rather drop a bomb in our house.
What if you have to? Have you ever looked under?
Well, it depends how
to see if you see feet. What? Huh?
It depends. Are you going to shit your pants or is it?
No, just like one's coming. You're like, I don't know. Might be a safety check. It might be just all gas.
Sometimes it might just.
But it's going to be loud. Do you just let it go if you know somebody's washing their hands?
If you got to let it go because you're getting stomach cramps, you got to let it go.
You don't care about the people in there? No, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying.
I'd rather it be people I don't know. No, but what you do is you flush.
Of course.
Flush so
everybody
it's loud.
knows that. Everybody knows that one.
And then when there's like 10 flushes, you're like, why are there so many flushes?
Oh my God. I don't know why. It makes me laugh. Remember I showed you that Instagram? There's this new trend on like Instagram or TikTok or something. And the kids, it's like high school kids, and now Lawson's listening. This is a great one for him to listen to. But this kid goes, hey, I'm going to take this book and cover it up with my fart. I remember in school, he was in class, the best thing, I love when you're like in church or something or like in school and the teacher just yells and you cannot laugh, but then like someone does something funny and you can't get rid of the giggles, Uh-huh. That's kind of how it was when I saw this video. This kid goes, hey, watch this. And you can tell he's a young kid and he throws the book down and goes, whack. And he just goes, it's like, it didn't cover it up at all. And he just goes, whoa. And then the video stops. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. It's so stupid.
Wait,
we're
Jeff
4
has
years
this
old.
story. Oh my gosh, it's like one of my favorite stories. Well, you have a lot, but this one, like, I laugh every time so hard. Just like your modeling one, like when you had the audition thing.
Yeah.
Jeff was in college and you were with a girl on a
God.
date. On a date, right?
I guess.
I guess the date ended. You ended up back.
Super embarrassing. Super embarrassing.
And Jeff went to go grab.
Oh my God. It was 20 years ago and I'm still like, oh my God. Dude, I never talked to that girl again. I don't even know her name.
They don't even know what happened.
Everyone knew.
No, the people don't know.
Oh, I know.
Jeff went to go grab something and when he he farted.
Dude, we were watching a movie. I like leaned over to grab something like on the like behind the couch and I just went and, oh wait, it was like I was so in shock, and so was she. Nobody said one thing, and I just was like, "All right, it never happened. It never happened." And I just played it off like it never happened. And we watched the movie like, "I'll see you tomorrow." Never talk to her ever again because I could have married this girl, and because of that fart, never again we talked.
Probably went back to her friends and
She's probably got a podcast and told that story.
She's probably like, the guy farted on the date, and I had nothing.
Oh my God, that was 25 years ago, and I'm super embarrassed.
Oh man.
All right, we're gonna end it on that embarrassing story.
Oh man. Oh, that's so
All right,
funny.
buddy.
All right.
That was bad. That was bad. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me.
Great times.
I wasn't going to drink today, but now I might have to.
Okay. Well, that's it. That would, again, another random podcast. My stomach hurts.
And I got
from
more
laughing.
questions too. I'll save them for next time.
Save them for next time.
Yeah.
And then we will see you guys next week.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope you have a wonderful week. Again, don't forget to like, download, subscribe, tag a friend, follow Jeff. What's yours? Instagram? Jeff Schroeder 23, me, BB Jordan Lloyd, and
say goodbye.
Say bye.
Yeah.
Lawson's right here.
Lawson
He was
listening to that story, he's
cracking up.
laughing. So now,
Say bye.
are you proud of your dad? Are you proud of your dad?
That was really disgusting.
That was embarrassing, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe you should have just farted on her.
Oh, get out of here. All right, we'll see you next
All
time.
right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. This podcast is sponsored by Every Plate.
It's Jordan clarifying.
Oh my God.
What?
People are going to think you put it in my ass.
No, I just said I was kidding. I said
my God.
it was low-hanging fruit. It was like right there.